And starting to the top left, we have once again the Zerg player for Team Azubu down 1 game in the best of 5 series. It is
Azubu symbol.
Symbol struggling a little bit in game number 1 on the Relic Watcher, going up against his strong opponent. Starting to the top right of Whirlwind, we have
SK Telecom T1 Ray.
Right.
Rain looking very, very solid in the first game.
Certainly he did. And you know what? This is... I wonder what he's going to go for on this map. He's actually opening up Gateway. I think he's going to go straight... Oh, no. He actually goes ahead and grabs that gas right away. And in fact, was that a 14 gas? I think that was a 14 gas there. So, I wonder what he's up to.
And we have a pool, on the other hand, first for Symbol. You know, we were mentioning earlier that he nearly every time goes into a hatch first. And on a map like Whirlwind, I expected to see a hatch first from him once again. So, of course, you have to be very careful with the cannons. There are a lot of positions where you can't go for that. But the way that he defended in game number 1, I was expecting him to go into a hatch before pool once more.
You know, I have to agree with you there, but I guess this is kind of the meta strategy because he knows that people know what he does. I wonder, though, what Rain is doing because just, I don't know, I kind of get the feeling he might be going for something a little bit cheesier, a little bit quick.
Well, he definitely could. The thing is that you were mentioning the Oracles earlier, and we saw Oracle in game number 1. On a map like Whirlwind, you can, when the Zerg is on 3 bases, do a lot with an Oracle, actually, and even before that if you just sneak it in. But if you keep it alive, even just later bouncing between the 3 mineral lines is quite easy with how the map works.
Well, we actually had the Zealot complete. This is not common for a Gateway expand, especially on Whirlwind. He's not scouted. He's made a Zealot. He's going for the Nexus. I guess the Zealot is going to be the scout in this case. And he is making the Mothership Core. He's already got the Warp Gate on the way. You think we're going to see him just go into like a 4-gate follow-up real fast, like the old Nanowa style when he kind of brought this type of build back?
I don't really think so, because I don't think that Symbol is going to fall for it. Like, Symbol is a player who had to play against the strategy several times, and Zergs at the beginning when they were faced with it were completely surprised. They didn't know how to handle it. But by now, the timings work out much better, so they know how many drones they can actually get. So I would be surprised if Symbol would fall to something like this. But Rain is getting now 2 additional gateways.
And
gets the 4.
There it is. So he is. He's going for this very old build. And you know what? Sometimes it's smart to bring out an anachronistic build like this because, yes, everyone knows how to deal with it so much that everyone stopped doing it. And then if you just pull it out randomly and suddenly, sometimes it just catches them off guard because they're not used to playing against it. Like, has Symbol played against this in the last 2 months? I'm not sure.
The thing is, you know, he doesn't have a single Overlord at the 3rd base right now. He has an Overlord a bit lower to the from the 3rd, but there's no Overlord in the 3rd base vicinity, so he doesn't really know what's happening. I like that he goes in the Roach run right away, but I expected him to be a little bit more cautious about what he's facing, and so far he has no idea. Which is, of course, also because the first scout went to the bottom left instead of the top right, so he didn't get the Overlord into position right away. But he doesn't know what's going on.
Actually, he sent a Zergling up, so he's kind of figuring this out.
Yeah, by now.
Yeah, he has no idea where this pylon is. Now he's found the pylon.
All right, that helps him a lot, actually.
Yeah, it does. Now, Rain needs to kill this hatchery off. And with only 1 Roach start and 5 Zealots already out, I think this is not an issue at all.
I think it's going to be, it's too late for Symbol already.
Yeah, this hatchery will be going down. So this is a nice opener for Rain.
The scout was too late. The Zergling scout was definitely too late. I did not expect Symbol to fall for that, to be honest with you. I thought, all right, he's going to scout it in time, and then he will repair. He even skipped, you know, immediately his speed, so he went straight into Roach, but even with that 3rd base is gone. That's exactly the style they were talking about earlier, so it worked.
It did. You know, sometimes you pull out these old builds and people just haven't played against them in a while and they'll work. I don't expect to see Rain do this again at all in this whole cup, but this time it's working like a charm. And look at this. He's forcing a ton of units. He's walking right up into the natural, going after the Queen, killing off the Zerglings.
He might be able to it's nearly game,
Yeah, this is very close to just being game over.
Nice. GG.
Yeah, wow.
This is it. He knows already that with the position of the Zealots and everything, the Mothership Core there, even the units that spawn will immediately be surrounded and die. So that was absolutely, I mean, for For Rain, it was a hit. For Symbol, it was a big miss.
I have to say, Rain playing very smartly today, mixing in some old builds, mixing in some aggressions, things you don't normally think about when you think about Rain. And Symbol looks flustered.
He just didn't scout what was happening there. The circling was way too late that went up that ramp. If he sees those 3 warp gates warping in, then he can react. But like this, it was already over when this third base died. So a very smart play by Rain. It worked out very well. A little bit unlucky for Symbol. And as you already said, he looks a bit flustered. He's 0-2.
Well, I don't think that he's coming back from this one, Kaldor. I thought this match was going to be a lot closer than this, but Rain is just slaughtering at the moment. Symbol not looking as good as he once did, and Rain looking as good as ever.
Yeah, that looked very straightforward. I mean, not only taking out the third, but immediately proceeding to the natural and ending the game right then and there. Putting the queen up against the wall, against the choke point, taking it out, and Symbol already knows, all right, I don't even have my injects at this point. The few roaches that I have pop out will be immediately surrounded by zealots. I don't know.
That's it.
The Mothership Core on the one tier.
It was really well played by Rain. A good choice of strategy to pull out. He's looking dangerous. He's looking like a player that can take down the HOT6 Cup.
Yeah, definitely. That's a very nice start that he has in the tournament. I mean, he has to win one more map, but as you already said, it doesn't really look like Symbol can start a comeback here. On the other hand, if any Zerg player can, then it's probably him. He's a comeback king for a reason, so he might be able to pull that off, but he needs to have that mindset. And from what we saw in the booth there,
he didn't sound confident in the interview either.
Didn't really look like he believes in his own abilities to take it. Also in the interview that we had earlier.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and jump to a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere because this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we are having Ro8 versus DL later on as well, and with all the smack talk, I expect a pretty epic series.
Should be fun. So, guys,